Hi, and welcome to HLWW's fourth installment of Short Story Quickies with me, Caitlin McShay. Today we're talking all about professionalism. So in last installment's episode, we talked all about getting publicized and the publications process. This week, we are looking at being professional within that lens. So maybe you've submitted your work and you haven't heard back yet. Maybe you've submitted your work and gotten a rejection, an acceptance, or maybe you're just not ready to submit your work at all, but you want to build a community around yourself. How can we be as professional as possible in all of those realms? Well, first of all, we need to really remember that people in publication, especially for literary journals, are either entirely volunteer workers or they're extremely underpaid. So if you go into all of your interactions with that mindset, I think you will find yourself being kinder and more patient the entire time. So let's say you've submitted your work and you haven't heard back yet. For most publications, this could mean a couple things. If they have a stipulation on their website where if you haven't heard back within 6 weeks, 6 months, etc., definitely shoot them an email if it says to do that and follow up as politely and as kindly as you can. If there's nothing on the website that says please message us if you haven't heard back in X amount of time, then I would assume that's either a rejection or they just haven't gotten to your work yet and no amount of emails will make them go faster. So it's unfortunate, but that's usually the case. Next, maybe you've heard back from a publication and it's a rejection. This happens to all of us. When we put out our short stories to get into publications, you cast your net and you hope for the best. So just keep heart. Usually in these cases, unless it's a really heartfelt personal email, I wouldn't reply to it because they probably get so many emails on a daily basis anyway. And remember, they're either volunteers or underpaid. So just take your email. If they say something about looking forward to your work in the future, definitely make a mark in your planner, in your notebook, about submitting again when their next cycle is. Now let's say you did get accepted into a publication. Congratulations, that's always so exciting. So at this point, make sure that you are in a place to be publicized. So you want to make sure that you didn't accidentally forget to tell them it got accepted in another journal. But let's say you are in good graces in all ways. If they ask for any materials, please get them back in a timely manner, whether that be a third-person bio, or if you are with HLWW, you know we do a lot to lift you up and make you a featured writer for a whole week. So make sure, please get those materials back on time so that everything can go smoothly. At this point in the process, yes, you're accepted, but remember, if you are unprofessional or unkind, the journal always has it within their rights to say, you know, thanks but no thanks, or even to say, okay, this process was a lot, we got their great story out, but they really weren't the best to work with. So in the future, even if they submit to us, we might blacklist them and we might not put their publication up in the future. So keep that in mind, that we should be polite and kind throughout the whole process. Now finally, what if you find yourself in a place where you're really not open to submitting things yet, but you still want to interact with literary journals online? That is awesome. People want to interact. They have Twitters, they have Instagrams, and if you look at a lot of literary journals online, some of the big ones get a lot of interaction, but then if you look at smaller literary journals, they might get like 5 likes, 1 comment, 1 retweet. So one thing you can do as a patron of a literary journal, as a future submitter, is to just interact. You never know when you're going to get your next critique partner or and just new friends from interacting online. And remember, the writing community is smaller than you think it is, so it's always good to go into every situation with an open heart and good graces. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in.